everyone, it's Mona here, Craft Klatch. Today we are going to do a resin project and we are going to do an axolotl. I broke out my Let's Resin and my axolotl mold, which I love how it's made because it really is well made and supports the different heights of the tail and the body. I also grabbed my black pigment paste and my chameleon powders. There's so many beautiful colors, but I decided on teal. I opened it and accidentally pressed down on the paper seal and popped it right open. So be careful and don't do that. I got to work brushing the chameleon powder all over the mold. I wanted to make sure I got under the lip, onto the arms, the ends of the fingers, on the spikes on his head, all over his face, all cracks and crevices. And as you can see, once it's all covered, you can kind of actually see him a little bit. You can see the tail. Because the mold's translucent, you can see if you missed an area. I just kept taking the brush everywhere to make sure that I got as much as I could. And using a little brush, this brush came with the chameleon powders, but you can use any little brush that you might have on hand. One of my favorite things about this mold, it has right on there 4.5 fluid ounces. So I know exactly how many ounces I need to fill this. I wanted a little extra resin. I only needed 4.5 ounces. I poured 3 ounces of the resin and 3 ounces of the hardener into a plastic cup and I mixed it, and I made sure to scrape the sides and the bottom to make sure I had it completely mixed before I moved on. Once I had that finished, I added the black pigment paste and I stirred it really well to make sure it was very well blended. I grabbed my mold and I poured the black resin into the axolotl mold and helped it get to the fingertips and everywhere it needed to go. And there's so many details, you just need to be a little bit patient to make sure it can reach all of the edges and all of the ends. Your stir stick comes in handy for that. You can always use a toothpick too. I tapped the mold a little bit to help any bubbles come to the surface, and then I just took my lighter and quickly ran it over to pop the bubbles. You don't want the flame to be on the silicone mold for too long because it could damage your mold, but give it a little tap here and there and just help those bubbles rise to the surface and hit it quick with the lighter. You want to give it a good chance to cure. You want to let it sit for a minimum of 12 hours. When that time comes, you're going to be so excited to pull it out. What I found that helped is if I kind of broke the seal along the edge of the whole thing before I started to try to force it out in the other ways. It just helps everything move a little bit better. So you're going to have to work at it a little bit. And once you get one end out, you'll be able to pull the rest out. I pulled the head out first, and look at that sweet face and the beautiful color. With a fine brush, I'm going to take a little black multi-surface paint, and I'm just going to paint the eye. Look how cute he is. So beautiful. Look at that. Chameleon powder is unbelievable. I'm debating exactly how I want to use this. If I want to put them on a shelf or maybe even hang them on a wall. But I love them. Love them, love them. And this mold worked perfectly. I can just clean it up and use it again with a different color. Maybe I'll try another color. But look at, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's green. That's the chameleon color. Definitely let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you like this color? Should I try it again in one of the other colors? And I'm gonna go through what they are, and maybe you can vote and tell me what the next one should be. Here's grape, galaxy. I mean, they're all gorgeous, let's be honest. Champagne, golden, teal, which is the one I did. Mint, olive, which looks like a white, so I wonder if it shimmers in olive. Blue, magenta, plum. Let me know what the next one should be. His face is so cute. He's got the spikes around the head, and I love his little smile and his little hands and the whole thing. And the color is just gorgeous. The camera doesn't do it justice. So I took him outside and put him on a flower bed just to kind of give you a different look. And then here he is in the sun, and you could really see how he sparkles now. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. If you're enjoying this video, feel free to subscribe. It definitely helps out my channel. And if you have anything to share with me, any thoughts or feelings, please do that down in the comments. Thanks so much for being here and watching. If you want to see another Let's Resin project that I made, be sure to check out the tooth fairy jars that I made. They are adorable. You can check that out over here. And remember, life's too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter. Catch you over here.